All right, guys, you know I like micro brands, and I certainly like micro brands that tried to step outside the box and do something that no one else is doing. And that's certainly the case here with MMI. The guys over at MMI reached out to me. They sent over this prototype so I could share with you guys. And hopefully you can check out their Kickstarter and see if you want to back it or not. I'm sure it's not going to be everybody's liking of this watch, but let's just talk about it and you can decide for yourself. So, right off the bat, keep in mind this is a prototype because there is a couple little things that are certainly going to change in production. But let's just talk about size. We'll just treat it like a regular watch that I have on the channel, okay? So you're looking at a 45.85 millimeter across the width here. And then the lug to lug, so I measure basically at here and here. I measure at 45.65, so it's darn near square, basically. That's where it gets a little weird, though. Well, it gets a little different here. But so I've seen short lugs, no lugs. This is recessed lug. And even to get the bracelet in, or if you're going to do a strap or something, they have an access port here. So you can trigger that spring bar to release it. It's not that difficult. You could probably do it with a fingernail. I used a spring bar tool. You can pop it right out and it pops right back in. It's really not that difficult, but it's just interesting to see a recessed one. But as you can see, that doesn't articulate down. Like you're just physically limited. You can't articulate down when it's recessed into the case, such as, I mean, if they hollowed all that out on the backside, maybe, but I don't know if that's possible with the movement and everything. It might be. But effectively, though, you've just extended your lug to lug because now these flanks are your outermost part. Those measure a hefty 56 millimeter, and they don't really turn down. As soon as you get past there, that first link can turn directly down, and it's going to need to, and I'll show you a wrist shot here in a little bit. 16 millimeter thick, and that is including that domed 4 millimeter thick sapphire crystal. And they do that thick like that because it's a 500 meter watch. You have the helium escape valve, and we'll talk about the crown here in a minute. The lug width here is going to be a 24 mil. There's a bunch of options. If you go to the Kickstarter, there's straps, and then of course this bracelet and everything like that. There'll be stretch goals. They've already actually met their Kickstarter goal, so they're already over 100% funded. So at this point, the watch is going to happen. There's this stainless steel one, there's a bronze one, there's a DLC, and then there's different color combos within each of those. This one I kind of like the most, this dial. It's like a brushed metal, and it really reflects light, and it'll change its look big time. Like you can go from brushed metal to boom, it looks like stark white almost. It's just very dynamic, and I dig that about it. Of course, you have the orange seconds hand there, and then that inner chapter, and then there's a blue chapter ring that ties in nice with the blue ceramic bezel. Now, you'll notice on the dial there, it does say Dumbo. That is an option that you can have nothing on the dial, so don't get all hung up that it says Dumbo on the dial. The reason they did Dumbo on the dial is because the watch is named after a umbrella octopus, which is a deep sea dwelling creature, and that octopus has a nickname of the Dumbo Octo, and it doesn't have ink and everything like that because it is so deep. It actually uses camouflage, so it's a little play on it. And what they're saying is this kind of camouflage is basically on wrist, meaning that yes, it is a large watch, but it won't wear large on your wrist. And I can give you a wrist shot right now. I didn't size the bracelet, and I don't know if I can 100% agree with them. I do agree with them that once you size the bracelet, you're going to be able to wear this watch. If you're not used to big watches, you could probably wear this watch. It's not going to be an issue. That 56 millimeter lug to lug, if I have a 7 1/4. If you have a much smaller wrist than me, I don't know that you're going to be able to pull it off very good. You're going to get some of that lug hangover for sure. But the offset crown like that is awesome. And then the overall case shape, especially once you get this sized, it won't dance around at all. It'll balance out. It'll actually, it's super comfortable on my wrist. if that makes sense. There's like no hot spots or anything like that. It'll wear really good. And I think part of that is the case design, but certainly the crown placement. And the way they chamfered the edges around the crown guards, this thing's like super easy to manipulate. It's like, and it has a crazy good pop. This has the Seiko NH35 in it. You can also upgrade with the price and the movement and get the Sellita SW200. But really good pop on there. Probably the best pop I've seen on an NH30 or any Seiko movement. And then, of course, you're going to have your date change, and then you have your hack and your time set. And for being a prototype, I mean, this thing, there's no crown movement at all, but it's tucked really tight in there. So, and then just screwed it right back in. Piece of cake, no problem. I actually kind of like that they tapered the crown so it actually matches the corners of the watch. So it's very cohesive, if you guys can see that. And it's actually signed too, so pretty cool. It's got a little bit of sharpness to it. You might even be able to use it as maybe a glass breaker. I don't know, kind of cool. It looks like a non-tapering 24 mil bracelet. If it tapers, it's not tapered much. I don't think it is. So it's going to be 24 all the way. Nice fold-over clasp. You guys know I like that for the thinner action. I would not upgrade that, but I know some people might get hung up on that. Really nice heavy-duty signed case back. You can see it's very thick and milled out. So very robust watch. If you're looking for a timepiece that's going to be different than the norm, and then this might be the guy for you. The pricing on it right now, I think because you're still fairly early in the Kickstarter, you're at like $296 for the Seiko movement and like $428 for the Swiss movement. Really nice 120 click bezel. This one doesn't line exactly perfect, but I talked to the guys over there and they said they're prototype. Sorry, the production ones will be 100%, no problem. Really nice coin edging on that. Easy to manipulate and everything. So let me give you a loom shot. There's BGW9 loom on this. And again, it's going to be loomed up on the bezel insert and the hour and minute, seconds, indices, all that good stuff. So pretty cool watch. Figured I'd share it with you guys. Let me know what you think. And check out MMI. Check out their Kickstarter. Thanks for watching.